This is kind of insane. If the season ended right now, every team in the NFC North would make the playoffs. So is that still going to be the case when the season actually does end? Let's talk about that, people. What is going on? Y'all, Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, my NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, hit that subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate that. Hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Let's hop right into it, people. So here's what I want to talk about with regards to the NFC North. And that is, will every team make the playoffs as they currently are projected to do so? So let's take a look at the standings right now. And we've got, after, what is it now? Going into week 8, after week 7, we've got the Lions, the Commanders, the Seahawks, and the Falcons taking the top 4 spots. And then you got the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go through this in terms of the process, right? One team in the NFC North obviously will make the playoff in terms of, having a playoff spot locked up. And my guess is that would be the Lions. So I agree. I think the Lions are the best team in the NFC North, and I think they will have one of those playoff spots that comes from the division. And then you got the 3 others that come from the division as well. So you got to allocate one to the NFC East, to the West, to the South. Doesn't really matter who those teams are, right? Because they're essentially guaranteed a playoff spot. So you can't really count that. So whether it's the Commanders, right now the Seahawks or the Falcons, don't really care. So that's 4 spots gone right there. And you got 3 wild card spots left to divide between, I believe, 6 potential teams. All right. I think we're, at the point of the season where you can eliminate, right, the Panthers, the Giants, like these bottom feeders out here. So who are the 6 teams that I feel like have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs? So we've got the 3 NFC North teams, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears. Then I've got the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers. Now, let's go through these teams real quick. The 49ers really worry me because the injuries. They just lost Brandon Ayuk for the entire season. Deebo Samuel's dealing with a pneumonia issue. George Kittle's banged up. And then we don't know the status of Christian McCaffrey. So I'm putting the 49ers here just out of respect, but just based on attrition, I don't know how they can last, right, at this point with all these injuries. So at best case, you're getting CMC back, you have George Kittle, and you got Deebo Samuel. So you lost Brandon Ayuk. So we know they're still a threat, but the record, they've lost a few games here. I think they're, 3-4. So, it's not great. They have a lot of work to do, but they could certainly be there. Then you have the Dallas Cowboys, who have been very underwhelming at 3-3 on the year, to getting blown out by the Lions. And they don't really have a lot of weapons on offense besides CeeDee Lamb, and their defense is, quite frankly, overrated. Okay? And then you got the Eagles, who are starting to play better football. Saquon Barkley has been probably the best running back in football outside of Derrick Henry. And Jalen Hurts has been, playing better now with the A.J. Brown back, and you got Devontae Smith. So the Eagles are trending up. So those are the 3 teams. And when we're talking about 3 playoff spots between 6 teams, who do I have making it? And to me, I'm going to go ahead and say the 49ers I will probably take out just because of the fact that they are going to have to make up too much ground and they're dealing with too many injuries, right? So they're dealing with all these injuries. Again, we don't know when CMC is going to be back. Ayuk's done. And Deebo could miss a few games. So I just feel like they're dealing with too many injuries, and this could be the year they miss the playoffs outright just based off of the fact that they have probably too many games to make up on the NFC North teams. And then with the Cowboys and Eagles, man, I took a look at their schedule. It's harder than it is for the NFC North teams. The NFC North teams, the Vikings, the Packers, and the Bears, they all have a pretty soft schedule. Right? And that really is the reason, even if the Eagles are better or the Cowboys are better, they are playing, tougher opponents. And so to me, I actually do see this happening. Look, I wanted to count out the Vikings because, going into the season, nobody thought they would make the playoffs, myself included. But Sam Darnold's been playing well, and Kevin O'Connell is one heck of a coach. And yeah, that team's, clicking on all cylinders. Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators in football. And with the Vikings, pretty easy schedule, man. Pretty easy schedule. They should be able to rack up wins. They only have one loss on the year. So it's just a matter of, can you make up ground? So to me, I got to put the Vikings in. And then the Packers, same thing. 5-2 on the year. Got a lot of easy games on the schedule. And I hate to do it being a Bears fan, but I got to do it, right? Got to put them in. And then same thing with the Bears. So honestly, how the standings currently are with the 3 wildcard spots, Vikings, Packers, Bears, I have that to be the case at the end of the seasons. At the end of the season, I think it's the Vikings and the Packers and the Bears. I think the Bears sneak in. Same thing because they have an easy schedule and they should be able to rack up some dubs. Again, it's a little bit tougher later on, but, one of the tougher teams that we're going to play were the 49ers, who are completely banged up. So, again, it's not going to be easy, but you can see it. So, yeah, it's crazy, but I see it. I see the scenario here where the Chicago Bears go ahead and sneak into the playoffs. All 3 NFC North teams make the playoffs just because of how dominant they've been and just because of how easy their schedule is. So that's where I'm at, people. Let me know what you guys think. Agree, disagree. What teams you think get in? We got 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles, but I didn't mention teams like the Bucks, teams like other teams out there. So let me know what you guys think about that, man. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.